Plaintiff Sheila Nance says she and the defendant have been married for over 20 years, but they've been separated for 8. Sheila claims the defendant has been in and out of jail, and she's called the police on him over 100 times for domestic violence. She's suing her estranged husband today for 2 unpaid loans. Defendant Curtis Nance admits that he has a criminal history, but says when Sheila doesn't get her way, she threatens to call the police on him. Curtis claims 3 times he was sent back to prison as a result of Sheila's bogus calls and claims, and he insists she's just trying to make his life a living hell.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
First of all, Your Honor, Curtis is a walking soap opera. I've been with Curtis 20 plus years and separated for 8, and we have 3 children together. And due to the fact that I've been with him that long, he's been in and out of jail. And
Well, what did you do to him?
that's just it, I didn't.
You did. You just said, due to the fact that I've been with him 20 some odd years, he's been in and out of jail.
Well, it wasn't my
Due
doing.
to the fact means due to you.
No, Your Honor. No,
Let's
that's
go
not
over
the
it
case,
again.
Your Honor.
Let's just go over it again.
I have the
I've known it for
verification.
20-something years, Your Honor.
Yes.
And due to the fact that I've known him for
I've
20
known him
years,
for
he's
20
been in and out of jail.
Yes, I've known him for 20
Doesn't that
plus
sound
years.
like to you, due to the fact?
I'm the cause.
As a result of us being together for 20 years, he's in and out of jail.
No, I met him. When I met him, he had just got out of jail.
So-
And that had nothing to do with me.
Okay, and what has the relationship been like those 20 years?
Bad and good, but more bad
Okay.
than good. We had 3 children out of it. I can say that. It's the good part.
You
The
all
bad
fuss and
is
fight
that
over the years, or
over the years,
argue all the time?
argued a lot.
Okay.
And over the years, like I said, due to the incarceration, I stood by his side as much as I could. I'm not going to say I was a perfect person, but I also know that I took care and stood by my children for him.
All
when
right,
he
if you
wasn't
added
there.
up all the years or months in prison, how long would it come to?
He had an 8 and a 13-year bid, and then he kept going back and forth,
All right.
violating probation or parole, and he kept going back.
But nothing beyond the original crime,
No,
just violating probation.
violating.
All right. You want to give me some background, sir, on the relationship?
Yes, sir. It's obvious, issues that have manifested for me to be here to this day. Sheila wishes to keep my life in the past. You know, she's trying to make my life hell. Every time that she doesn't get her way with me, her opposition is behind everything. I'll call the police on you. I'll threaten you with this. In fact, 3 years of those times she's speaking of was because she decided to call the police. Those are the violations that I did in prison behind that. And no doubt, I do have a criminal history. And
How long ago were you paroled from the original crime?
1996.
Okay, and how many times since then have you violated probation?
It was,
Because it sounds like you're blaming her, but I need to hear from
No,
you.
I-
How many times?
I don't blame her. I'm totally
You blame
accountable for
some
my own
of it
actions.
You blame some of it
If
on her.
you-
That's all you've been talking about. Is her calling the police on you. So that's what I'm trying to say. How
And
many
I-
times?
and Your Honor-
Ma'am! Well, I told you to drive him to jail. Go ahead. I'd volunteer too if I had. Y'all got any room in there? So how many times did you violate, or did they determine that you violated?
There was three particular times based on my wife calling the police.
How
Now,
about the other times? You violated other times?
No, there was a new charge that I had gotten
Okay.
based on her calling the police again.
Okay, so
I don't.
you never went back to jail or prison except for the times she called.
Yes, sir.
Those were the only times you went back.
Yes.
Okay. Ma'am, is that true?
No, it's incorrect, Your Honor. I have over 100 cases of domestic violence. I have brought Tim with me
That you called for.
that I had to call.
I got you. Hold on,
Yes.
ma'am. Let's just go back to what he said.
Yes.
Because you didn't say that part when you said he's been in and out of jail.
I-
Hold on, ma'am. Be quiet. Told you you're gonna run me to jail now. You won't be quiet. My goodness. Once again, your testimony was he's been in and out of jail since 96. You didn't say it's because he did something to me and I had to call. He says the reason he's been in and out of jail is because you've called on him. And so my question, I know you got a stack of paper there. How many times has he been convicted of domestic violence against you?
He has not been convicted of domestic violence.
And how many times have you called?
I've called
Over 100
times.
you said, right?
Yes.
Why do you think that if you called over 100 times, he was never convicted once for what you alleged?
Because I explained to the officer all I wanted them to do was remove him because when he was drinking, he got violent.
All
and I wanted him to
100, all 100 times?
I'm using the 100 as an example, but yes.
Well, no, you didn't use it as an example.
Yes,
You
but
said
every
I've
time,
called
each
100.
individual time-
You're talking over me again? Yes, you are. I'm going to throw you out of here, okay? You keep disrespecting me now and my courtroom. I've told you, don't talk what I talk. Just now, not only were you talking when I talk, you tried to talk over me.
Curtis is a walking soap opera. I've been with Curtis 20 plus years and separated for 8. I have over 100 cases of domestic violence. I have brought 10 with me.
That you called for.
That I had to call.
Plaintiff Sheila Nance is legally married to the defendant, but they've been separated for 8 years, and she claims she's called the police on him over 100 times for domestic violence.
So, let's get to what you're suing him for, ma'am. Because
Okay,
I'm
Your
not
Honor.
getting into this.
Okay.
100 times, now it's not 100.
No.
He said the only time he's been arrested is when you called. So, let's get to what you're suing him for.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm suing him for $800. He was incarcerated again. That had nothing to do with me. It had to do with an incident where he got pulled over with drugs in a car and fought a canine and fought the police officers and was arrested.
He fought the dog
He fought the dogs.
and made it?
And he fought the
And
canine. Yeah. And he fought the police officers. And that had nothing to do with me. I wasn't with him then.
You must have lifted weights
I wasn't
all
with him.
day when you were in
I
prison.
wasn't with him then.
You lifted weights day and night.
I wasn't with him
You
then.
just gonna keep talking. Your claim is dismissed. You keep interrupting. You
sorry.
keep talking. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Well, I mean, obvious
sad.
as
We had
it's
3
stated
children
and shown,
together.
this is exactly my point. I didn't have to say anything. This is how she does it. That's all I can say.
Not to mention the outside girls and their bruising. I got pictures of girls with
Well, when you're in a
bruises
court
on
of
them.
law, fact is fact.
Okay, you got that, Kurt.